What's going on, guys? I'm back with another one, and I just watched a movie called The Black Phone, starring Ethan Hunt, Mason Thames, and Madeline McGraw. First of all, let's talk about the Hall of Fame of killers. No, not the Mount Rushmore of horror. That's a totally different thing right there. That's like Freddy and Jason and all those other guys that you can keep on trying to kill, but you're never gonna kill them. All right, that's way fictional. I'm talking about killers that could actually be real. All right, the oldest one to come to mind, Norman Bates. All right, he came out in 1960 in the movie Psycho. Not only was this movie one of the most iconic for the overplayed shower scene. Okay, we know about that one. But okay, first of all, if you're like 12 or like real young and you've seen the old version of this movie, just move on to the next category, all right? Because I'm about to spoil this a little bit. This guy would walk around dressed like his mom, just to killing people, just to killing everybody in that hotel, right? And you couldn't get any crazier than that in 1960. All right. Then we have Hannibal Lecter. This is the top dog. This is not one of the top dogs. This is the top dog of horror killers, hands down. All right. This guy loves to eat people. He loves to eat them with fava beans, a little bit of chicken, a little bit of lettuce. He made a full course catering meal special out of eating flesh. All right. This guy, he took his cannibalism very seriously. Just to say that. He had a whole bunch of other movies that he was in where he was just a star of the show with that, all right? And then we have Max Cady from Cape Fear, which actually originally came out in 1962, but I didn't see that one. I saw the one in 1991. That's the one we're going to talk about. Robert De Niro played this guy. He just tormented the whole family through the entire movie, relentlessly. And let's say he's so crazy that he dressed up like a woman in one scene and killed the maid. Now, I can't remember the context of that scene, but I remember that scene to this very day. It's stuck in my head. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, all right? Then we have Catherine Trammell. Now, this is one of the first female psychotic killers in a movie that just really stood out. All right, Basic Instinct. You know, this woman's going around having sex with innocent dudes and just stabbing them away with ice picks. Doesn't sound fun at all. No, but the good thing about this movie, the crazy thing, you really don't still know if she was the actual killer. And yes, you should obviously say this is the killer, but the way the movie is played out, people are still questioning who did the killing. I like that. I like that. Another that I can add to this, John Doe from Seven, right? Played by Kevin Spacey. John Doe, he had a theme to his whole thing. He had his whole theme of the 7 deadly sins. That's how he killed his people, by every sin in the Bible. All right? So he was really creative with his. All right? And I could mention a whole lot of other killers, but I wanted to focus on the ones in the 90s because those are the most iconic. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. And now we have the grabber from The Black Phone. My question is, will he be as iconic as the others? Well, to find out, let's go. The Black Phone, for those who don't know, for those who are not aware, honestly, this was supposed to come out in 2021. But they postponed it to 2022. So you might have forgot that this was even going to come out. So because of that, I'm going to let you slide for now. I'm not going to penalize anybody this time around. You made it out. You made it out. The Black Phone. Pretty much about this guy or this kid named Finney, who's already having a hard time in high school. He's getting bullied, beat up, got a dysfunctional family, drunk dad, a sister that can see premonitions and all this. And so he's having a pretty tough time. But not only is that going on, but we got a guy called the Grabber running around, snatching up all his friends and never bringing them back. Until one day, Finney gets snatched up. And that's when he discovers he can hear the dead. And the dead is talking to him, and they're telling him to do anything he can to get his butt up on out of there. And that's the premise of the movie. Positives. One thing that came to mind as a positive, the high dysfunction of this family. Okay, you have the father who is a terrible drunk, all right, and he beats on the daughter daily because the daughter okay, first of all, you already know from the trailer, both these kids have powers, right? Because the daughter has the dreams that foretells things, and the son, he can hear the ghosts and all this. The daughter is getting beat badly in one scene, and I felt that whooping. That he whooped my soul when he whipped her, because he whipped her because she had the same powers as her mother, and he resented that. And I felt that scene so bad, man. It was a very it was uncomfortable, but it was needed. It was needed. Another positive for this movie, as far as favorite characters, the little sister was it. Gwen, the little sister, she was the personality of this movie. For any laughs you get out of this, it's definitely going to be the sister. She had a foul mouth. She was swearing, which, no, that's not cute for kids to be doing that. But, you know, we're trying to get entertained here. So she was just popping jokes out here and there, cussing like a sailor. All right. On top of her having her power she had to deal with, she was a very strong character. I loved her character. She was very strong headed. They always make I don't know why the brothers have to be dumb as hell and weak, but they kind of made it like that almost. But she was a little tougher than the brother. Let's be honest with you. She took that beating just like he did with those bullies, and he didn't take it as well as she did. But I just loved how she carried herself, and how no matter what she went through, she had her head back up high. She held her head up high and kept marching, man. Because that's not the same story for the brother, man. All right, I'm just gonna put it like that. My last positive for this, I loved the old school 70s look to this entire film. All right, that kind of look that they gave this, that's what used to make those 70s horrors so damn scary to me. All right, there's the Amityville movie. I'm not sure it was part 1 or 2 or whatever, but there's a scene where the scene I mentioned this before, the scene where the woman gets drowned in the lake, but then her spirit comes back to the house and just walks up the steps. Oh my gosh, it just looks so creepy. And that 70s cinematography, that shot up the stairs. She's not even supposed to be alive anymore. What is she doing walking upstairs? That you can feel every inch of horror in that. And that's the same feel that this movie gave me. Okay, I like every detail they gave to this. The way the film looked like it was just, you know, like you're watching something really from the 70s. Okay, I loved that element. I love that element to this so much, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate them doing that. Keep doing little. If you're gonna go back in time, keep doing more horror movies this way. If the 70s is the era that you choose, keep doing it like this. Negatives. They never explained how or where the son's powers came from. All right, they went into detail with the daughter. You don't have to explain too much after that. What you know, it was inherited. It was inherited with the daughter. The dad he couldn't hear ghosts. So where did this come from? That was they never went into full detail on that. All right, I just, it was so confusing. Like, it felt like an idea that they just jumped into at the last moment to make the movie, you know, more interesting than what it was. That's what it felt like. Okay, we are the daughter. She already has dreams, and she can see things. So the son, he's got to do something cool too. And here we go. He can see dead people. He can hear dead people. The opposite of the other guy, right? Well, yeah, that was his power. And actually, it's a little cheesy. It's a little cheesy. Not gonna lie, but yeah, they threw that out there. They just threw it on out there. All right, with no explanation, no kind of you don't even what. So are these kids the only two special? Well, something happens in the movie I can't explain. I won't talk about. All right, because that would be a spoiler. So I like that part, but then that still didn't explain how the son got his powers. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Another negative. Towards the middle of the movie, it started to get real cheesy. I'm talking about the parts where the son just started hearing voices and the ghost on the phone. Now, they could have just kept it with the voices on the phone, but when you start seeing spirits actually appear in the film, and they do the dumbass jump scares and all this, which, I'm not gonna lie, when I was in the theater, there were some girls next to me that were jumping at every time a ghost came on the screen. They would jump, and I don't know why they were jumping. It wasn't even that serious, okay? That was horrible. That was horrible. That was not scary at all. That was not scary. That was totally. It was just misdone. It was misdone. It could have been done a lot better than what it was. Honestly. You know, my last negative. This movie, and this is also going to answer the question I asked earlier. I'm sorry, but the grabber, nowhere close to your Norman Bates or your Hannibal Lecters or your anything like that. Not even close, man. All right. So why do you think called the grabber who's grabbing these kids up? You think that he would be a lot more menacing than what he was, and he wasn't. He was kind of a doofus. And there's other things that connect to his character that just put the nail harder in the coffin for that. Like, he's connected to characters in here that it's not a good look for a horror killer. It's not a good look for that, especially if you're trying to be intimidating. It doesn't make him scary at all. And when you have a kid like kidnapped like that, honestly, that kid got it easy. He got it easy. Usually kidnappers, they torture. Sorry. They torture their captors, right? Captorers or whatever that word is. They torture them a little bit. This kid didn't really get any of that. He didn't eat. Oh my God, he didn't eat a meal for a long time. Oh no, he had to drink water from places that he didn't want to drink water from. Whatever. That's nothing. I've seen movies where people get their fingers chopped off, almost beat to death, other things cut off. All right, cut up, stabbed, legs broken. He got none of that. It was really more, I guess, of a psychological torture. But really, not even that was as hardcore as it could have been. It reminds me of a movie right there, which I did not like because of that either. But it was so weak. The killer is so weak. The grabber is nothing. All right, you don't even know how to torture. When the kid was talking to those spirits, and you actually get to see the spirits, they should have looked way worse than what they look. They should look way worse than that. Those spirits almost got it easy themselves. They must have got like quick deaths. One of them said they were tortured for a long time, but I couldn't tell. I could not tell. When they showed the spirit's body, I couldn't tell. Man, because of this, I gotta give it an I cool. Yes, an I cool, man. You could have put a little more oomph into this. The killer was just not believable as somebody you should be scared of. All right, especially for a movie where you want to be scared, you want to be shocked, and you want to be entertained and thrilled. It just doesn't satisfy that. Sorry. Press that like button, share this, and you better subscribe.